Hey guys, what's up? It's Caden from the Code Bros. Today, in lesson 3, we're going to be going over structures and storing data into those. It's going to be a relatively short lesson, but it'll set us up for the next one, which will be a bit longer and a bit more engaging. So let's get started. So structures. Uh, what we're going to learn today is how to implement a struct. And then we're going to learn about how to access and store data into those structs. Alrighty, so a struct holds data types. So it can be as many as the user wants. The data kind of should follow, it has a relationship to the struct name. A good example of this is if we had a struct called person down here in the example, a person has an age, a person has a first name, a person has a last name. So that's kind of the basic idea, is you want that has a relationship to the struct with the data you're storing. And the actual syntax of what a struct looks like, it's fairly basic. It's kind of like similar to the structure of like int main with the open and closing brackets, except there's a semicolon at the end, and you do struct and then the identifier here. And then this is where you store the data. Alrighty, so let's head into the code. So we have last week's code. I'm going to go ahead and just kind of remove that because it's, well, we'll keep this top part, but we're going to delete all this, and then we will get rid of the response and the done, and then we're going to add a float. And I did a quick blog post on the different kinds of data types in C++, so I'll link that in the description, so if you want to go take a look at the different data types so you know what a float is, you can do that. But we're going to go my wage for now. We'll set it to $15.70. You want to put an F at the end that lets it know that this decimal is going to convert to a float, and then send it back to that data. So let's make our struct now to kind of encapsulate all this data into it. So we're going to make a struct. We're going to call it person. And inside of person, person will have an age. Person will have, we'll go with a first name. We'll make it 10 characters long, up to 10 characters long. Well, technically up to 9 characters long there. Character last name, and we'll make it another 9 characters there. We'll have the gender as well. And then we'll do an hourly wage, defined as a float. Let's just say hourly wage. Now what's pretty cool is you don't want to say things like my age, my gender, my name for these variables, because it's just these variables are assigned to this specific person. And we could do like an array of persons kind of a thing, and each of them would have their own age, their own first and last name, their own gender, and all that kind of stuff. So the way you can instantiate this kind of a data type is just by referencing the name of it. So similar to like defining int age, we will do person. We'll call them Caden, I guess, or put your name, you know. Now we have access to this variable named Caden here, and so what we can do now is just start assigning some values to this structure. So we can say Caden, and to get inside of this structure into what it contains, you're going to use a dot, okay? And so now we have this list of all the different variables stored inside this structure. So we start with age, we'll assign it 10. We can do Caden dot gender, we'll assign it male. We'll do Caden dot hourly wage, we'll assign it the $15.70, and we'll make that a float. And now to actually put data into a C string, you can't just assign things. So again, this equal sign is what's called an assignment operator. So you assign a value to this data right here. C strings don't have that assignment operator overloaded to where you can use it like that. So what we'll have to do is do a string copy, and we're going to copy into Caden's dot first name, and then you put a comma, because this is, as you can see down here, it actually shows string copy. One side is the destination, one side's the source. So we're storing into first name, that's our destination, and our source, I'm just going to type Caden. So that's the source. So we're assigning that Caden into first name, and then we'll do string copy, last name, and put my last name, which is Lofton. And now we have data stored into this structure. Now, I'm not going to go into I guess, oh, here's a perfect example. I put 10 for age. I am assuming it's because I had 10 in my head up there, but let's just go ahead and do this. We'll see out. So go ahead and make your age an error. Don't make it actually your age currently or anything. Make it like a bit younger or a bit older, and then we'll do some addition or subtraction based on that. So we'll say wrong age, and then we'll say display Caden dot age. We'll go indel to get us to the next line, and now we're going to go Caden dot age, and then we'll do plus equals. So plus equals is going to add and then assign to this variable. Another thing you can do is equals Caden.age plus 9. So that'll put me at 19. This is a bit more obvious about what's going on here, because we're saying whatever's an age, we're assigning 10 from up here plus 9. Another way you can write this, and it's a bit shorter, would be plus equals 9. And so that's going to take whatever currently in age and add 9 to it and assign that value back into age. Now we'll say, now we'll just display each of these things. So we'll say my name is, yeah, how about that? My name is, and then we'll go Caden dot first name. And then we'll do a quick space just to give it some formatting, and then we'll do Caden dot last name, and then we'll put it to the next line. We'll say I am we'll go Caden dot age, and then we'll do indel. See out my gender is, put Caden.gender. Also, if you are wondering how I'm doing that kind of fancy stuff there, where it's just like filling in all the text for me, if you do like that, see how this box is highlighted? You can press tab, it'll fill in. Then you have dot, you can like arrow key through this list and press tab where you want it to, and it'll fill it in for you. So it just makes coding a bit faster to use that. So we got age, first name, last name, gender, and then we'll say I am worth, and we'll put a $sign here. I am worth that many dollars, and we'll say per hour with an exclamation point, make it exciting. And then we'll check in and see how this runs real quick. So as you can see, it assigned that value wrong age that we posted up here as 10, because it must have just been in my brain to put 10 in there, so that's kind of how I got there. But we got wrong age, then we added 9 to age down here. Then we started displaying things. We said my name is Caden Lofton, and it posts Caden Lofton. I am 19. We could do like years old after that to make that a bit clearer, but it will. We can say my gender is Caden.gender, which we assign to M. So that shows right there. And then I am worth $15.70 per hour, and it deletes that 0 just for, since the precision isn't set to 2 decimal points. If we wanted to, we could use set precision. I just don't want to worry too much about doing all that kind of stuff. Let's say I changed this to 75, so it did matter that there was an extra decimal there and it wasn't just a 0, and run it again, it'll show 1575 per hour. So there you go. That's pretty much the lesson for today. And then in the next one, we're gonna start using loops, which will be really fun. We're gonna like loop through an array of persons, of persons, I guess. Yeah, an array of persons, and fill in multiple people, and then do some fun stuff with that. So hope you liked the video. If you have any questions or anything, feel free to drop a comment. Make sure you like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. Peace.